Hi everyone, my name is Rachel and welcome to the French Seams. Thanks very much for joining me for today's video. This is a very sunny edition of Friday Sews, so our warm summery weather has returned and I am delighted. I've already got 2 loads of washing on the washing line. So this is a Friday Sews video where I talk about what I have been sewing, what I will be sewing and a little bit of life as well. So thank you Jen from Today and Jen Sewing Room for that fabulous hashtag. But it's also a very special edition of Friday Sews because in this vlog I'm going to be doing the reveal of the Closet Core Elodie dress, which is a wonderful collaboration that I've been doing with my very lovely friend Clare from Stitch Hem Sew. So I'm so excited to let you know how I got on with this beautiful dress, which is what I'm wearing, so stay tuned for all the information on that. So I hope you've all had a lovely week. The week here has been pretty good. As I said, the return of the summer weather, which is marvellous. I put out my summer plans video, which was very apt in the end. When I filmed that video, the weather was not good. And now it's been released, the weather has turned. So I am delighted and I am in full-on summer sewing mode. I cannot wait to get started on those beautiful projects. If you haven't had a chance to watch that video, I'll put a link up here and down below if you want to catch up and see what I'm talking about in my beautiful summer fabrics. So what did I get sewn up this week? So my week started very well with a Saturday morning sew along. So I joined in for the Mix It Up Tea Challenge, and that was hosted by the lovely Sarah from My Handmade Wardrobe. You'll have heard me mention this last week. So she is launching the Weekend Sewing Club. I believe it launches on the 1st of July. I'll link that down below. Pop on over to her Instagram account to check out all the details. Basically every month you'll get a pattern, then you'll also get a sew along, you'll get fit advice, you'll get fabric advice, all that good stuff. It looks really good fun, and I think the first pattern is a beautiful summer dress. A sundress looks really nice. So I really wanted to join in to see what it was all about and sew up a little t-shirt on Saturday morning, and I'm really happy with it. So it was a very lovely way to spend a Saturday morning. This is the t-shirt and it's a contrast yoke front and back, and then it's the same pattern piece for the front bodice and the back bodice. It's got a lovely neckband, which I did in the green. I haven't tidied up my loose threads, and then it's got the lovely turned up cuff as well, which is really cute. I made a size medium, which I think is a really good fit on me. I pop in a picture of me wearing it here straight after the sew along, and the only difference I made was that the hem is 1 centimetre, but I turned up an inch, so I found it came up a little bit long on me. But I think it's a really cute pattern, perfect for scrap busting, and I will definitely be making more. Last week I did mention I wanted to make it in navy and a blue star fabric. I did not have enough of either. I don't know what I was thinking. So I found this beautiful green star print fabric that I got from Grease and Stuffin recently. So I think the navy and green match really well together. So really nice t-shirt, and I'm really glad I joined in at that fun sew along. So thank you, Sarah. So that was what I initially got started with. I was working on my Avelia jacket. So I mentioned that last week. That's a collaboration I'm doing with the lovely Mel over on Instagram. She's Melanie Keane. I was cutting that out. It's come to a slight pause. I wanted to make it with the lovely gold stripe cuffing. I had 1 pack of that poppy cuffing and it is nowhere near enough. So I know an awful lot of you are keen to hear about that jacket, so forewarned, I think you need an awful lot of cuffing. So I've sent away for some more, unfortunately not in the stripe, but hopefully my new cuffing will arrive over the next day or two, and I'll be able to get started on that jacket again and hopefully have a reveal to you in the next couple of weeks, I think. So work is ongoing on that, but has paused ever so slightly. I did get my curtains finished. So I mentioned last week that I wanted to make curtains for our kitchen. I got some IKEA pre-cuts. So this is part of it. So this is the bit that goes over the little kitchen window, the kind of little frilly bit. So I just have to put that up. So this is the fabric, which I think is really pretty. So this basically just has a little channel at the top, so it all gets gathered up. It looks quite nice. And I will pop in a picture of how the curtains look on the window. So I'm very happy with them. It's not the most exciting thing to sew curtains. It's basically straight lines, but they look really pretty and I'm very happy. So very unlike me this week, I did a little bit of toiling. So I made myself a new pyjama set. So this is the pyjama set that I wanted to make to try out the sepia pants from Closet Core that I won recently from the lovely Lucy from the Sewing Gardener in the Sew Skin Summer Challenge. So I wanted to make the shorts to practice basically. So I ended up making the shorts, and here they are. And I also made a matching handsy top. So this is the free pattern by Seamwork that I made recently, thanks to the lovely Elaine. Thank you for the recommendation. So I made the little top. I was able to use a little bit of the border on the hem here, which I think came out quite well. And then I just bound it. I just found this binding somewhere in my stash, deep in my stash, little spotty binding instead of using the facing. So it's got lovely bust darts as well. So this is going to be the top of my pajamas. It's this beautiful linen look viscose fabric that I got from Rainbow Fabrics. Use my code across here, Rachel !VIP, and you get 20% off Rainbow Fabrics. Thank you, that is an affiliate link. So this is the little top of the pajamas, and then I wanted to make a pair of shorts. And here they, turn them around the right way, here they are. So I think these are really, really cute, but I'm not going to tell you much about them because I want to make the trousers, if you watch my summer plans, in beautiful stripy fabric. So I'm going to wait until I've made the trousers. I'm doing the barrel leg view, and then I'm going to come back to you and tell you all about the shorts and the trousers in one go. So I don't want to spoil it too much, and I want to see how the trousers come out first. But basically, little pair of shorts. I just did one of the pockets, and it looks a bit funny here because the only elastic I had, and where is it, is gold and black, which doesn't really work with pink fabric. Can you see the gold here? It's actually beautiful elastic. It shouldn't really be hidden. So it doesn't look great, and I haven't really sewn it in properly, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what they look like. I think they're really, really cute. And this is just view, see the shorts view. I have done a huge order this week on Vibes and Scribes. They actually had pink elastic, which is really nice. So I got that. I also got some interfacing. I got some zips, all that kind of stuff. So I'm waiting for those to arrive, and then I can put in the proper elastic. I can get the trousers made, and then I can come back to you with a full look on these. But spoiler alert, I love these. They're really, really cute. So that is the sepia pant. So that was a kind of a definite wearable toile. So I'm absolutely delighted about that. The other toile I was making up, and again, very, very unlike me, is for my bell dress. And you'll have seen that in my summer plans. And that is actually one of my plans for this week, is to get the Style Arc bell dress sewn up in this beautiful bluey fabric, loads of stripes. It's absolutely gorgeous. I got from Rainbow Fabrics as well. I had a little bit of this left over as well from some of my plans, and I made a toile. So here it is. It's all kinds of, you know how it is with toiling. It's all different colour threads, everything. But this is the Style Arc bell dress, and I'm quite pleased with it. So it was quite tricky to print out. I did make a mistake printing it out because I thought I wanted to blend sizes. So I printed out a size 10 grading to a size, and a size 12. I wanted to do a 10 grading to a 12. I printed it out. They don't have different dashed line for sizes. They have different coloured lines. I have a black and white printer, so I really had to guess. So I hope I've cut out the right size. Basically, on further reflection, I think I just want to make a straight size 10, and that's what I went with. So I think I've cut a 10. I could be wrong, but I did cut that all out, and then I cut out just a very, very basic toile, front, back, and tiny little portions of the skirt. And I wanted to practice my shearing, which not wonderful. I haven't sheared for a very, very long time, so that definitely needs more practice, but it's okay. But I'm very, very happy with it. The instructions, it's my first Style Arc pattern. The instructions, yes, not great. I basically looked at the pictures and winged it. And I think I got it working. Well, it's wearable-ish. Well, not a wearable toile, but you can put it on. But I'm very, very happy. So it's got this beautiful little front yoke with gathering here. Then it's got a lovely gathering in the bust, this beautiful waist panel here, and lovely gathered skirt. And then on the back, it's got gathering again here, and then it's got the sheared back as well. So I'm very, very happy with it. In my real version, all I'm going to do is lengthen the bodice by half an inch. Half an inch I think is perfect, and I'm very, very happy. So this is my one plan to get done this week. I really, really want to get my bell dress done this week, so fingers crossed I'll come back to you next week with a finished bell, hopefully. I'm doing it in stripy fabric. I don't know why. I'm trying to stripe match. It's making my eyes go funny, and I'm hoping it works out visually, that I haven't done anything strange. So that is my bell dress. What else have I been doing? Yes, I did a little bit of purchasing as well. So if you see my Instagram this week, Cozy Club have launched their new labels, and I love her labels. I really do. Rachel does the most gorgeous labels, and she launched one with a little seagull on it, which is adorable. I'll pop in a picture here. I saw it on Instagram, went straight to Etsy, buy. It is so cute, and I can't wait to put that in a little summery make. So be sure to check out the Cozy Club handmade labels. I just love them. So I think that was everything I got sewn up this week. Yes, so I'm really hoping for orders as I look frantically at the window. I need my cuffing, and I also need my elastic. So I'm hoping that arrives very, very soon so I can unpause the sewing projects that have been paused. So shall we move on to the reveal? And this is what I'm wearing today, and I'm so excited to bring you this reveal with the lovely Clare. So I'll spin back, and I shall get, sorry, as I knock you there, make you a little bit seasick. I will spin back in my lovely notebook, and I will get to my Elodie page. So I bought this pattern years ago, and it's been sitting on my Google Drive for years and years and years, and I always wanted to make it up. And I have done a collaboration previously with the lovely Clare Stitch Hem. So we made the Charlie caftan a good few years ago, and it was only then recently we both realised that was a Closet Core pattern, and now we've done another collaboration with the Closet Core pattern. So I think there could be a theme, but we both rounded on this dress, and I'm really, really happy we did. So I bought this fabric from Rainbow Fabrics when I was at Stitch Festival back in March, and it's kind of a viscosy, silky fabric, but it's got a little bit of stretch, which made my life a little bit difficult, but it was absolutely fine. This dress is made for woven. It's not really made for stretch, but I think the nature of the stretch in this was okay. I think I got away with it. Initially, I bought 2 meters of it, and then I walked away and thought, no, I really should get 3. I want to make a dress from it. So I went back and got 1 more meter. So I had a 2 meter cut and a 1 meter cut, which again was quite tricky in the cutting out. I really should have paid attention to the lay plans, which I never do, which I really, really should do. Anybody else with me? But it was fine in the end, really nice. And I think this fabric matches this pattern just beautifully. I made view A, so that is the short sleeves, and I think the sleeve length is perfect. View B has slightly longer sleeves, and then I made it midi length. Basically, I made it as long as I could with the amount of fabric I have, and I'm very, very happy with the length. I made a size 10 grading to a size 12, so I hummed and hawed over the measurements for a long time, as you always do, and I thought, yes, a 10 at the bust and then a 12 at the waist and the hips would be the way to go. I didn't add anything to the bodice length, and I should have, but I think I just about got away with it. So I measured the centre back, and it kind of was the same as the finished garment measurements, but I should have given myself a little tiny bit of grace. So I should have added maybe a ½ inch or an inch, but I think I got away with it, and I'll show you how now in 1 minute. I did actually do a facing, which is the first time really that I do facing, so I won't open it too much because it is a wrap, but it does have a lovely facing all the way across here. I didn't really want to do binding on it because I think you do need the structure and the stability of a facing on a wrap dress, and it is of course interfaced as well. I popped in a little label on the back facing. Oops, mistakes were made, solutions were found. That's a Cozy Club handmade one because I did make a few mistakes, but I think I found solutions for them, so again, perfectly apt. Because I didn't use binding on the neckline, I did of course want to use binding elsewhere, so I did binding on the little flap over bit, so I'll put in a picture here. So it's beautiful little tape measure with hearts. I think it looks really pretty on the little skirt piece, which is lovely. I couldn't have a make without any Specky Seamstress binding. That would be very unlike me. The one beautiful feature on this dress is the release pleats. So I'll actually stand up and show you. Apologies, kicking the camera. So it's a lovely wrap dress like this, and it's got a beautiful waist tie, and it comes to a little hole here, so you can tie it as tight or as loose as you like. It's a lovely waist tie. These are the release pleats, which are really, really nice details. So there's a set here, and there's 2 sets at the back. So they're not really darts, they're not really pleats, but they're just really beautiful, and that gives lovely shaping to the bust. I think it's a really, really nice feature. It does come with pocket pattern pieces, but for patch pockets, and I didn't think that would suit this fabric at all. So what I did was I used my trusty Fabric Godmother pockets, and I did put in side seam pockets, and I secured them into the waist seam, which I'm really, really happy with. You can see the pockets here. Very, very happy I did that because I always want to put my hands in my pockets. I think it's a really, really nice feature. It's just a lovely, lovely make. It comes together quite well. The instructions, as all Closet Core patterns are just fabulous. Really, really good. So how I added length to the bodice. So here's the bodice with the beautiful pleats, as I just said, and then it's got this waistband across here. So the waistband goes in on the outside, and then on the inside it's all fully covered as well. You have to hand stitch it. So I really should have added length to the bodice. So what I did was, because the seam allowance I think is 5/8 of an inch, I hope it is, I reduced that to about 1/4 of an inch. So I actually made the waist panel a lot wider, and that actually bought me a little bit of length. However, because I had stayed stitched it, because I was a very good girl, I did what I was told in the instructions, because I made the seam allowance so small, that then showed all my stay stitching. So I had a lot of unpicking to do, but I was very glad it bought me a tiny bit of extra room in the waistband. So in future, I'll definitely add the bodice length, but I think I got away with it in the end. There is a tiny bit of hand stitching, as I said, on the inside of the waistband, but it does give a beautiful, beautiful finish, and I'm delighted I did that as well. So I think that's all I have to say about the dress. I'm really, really happy with it. I would love to make it in a cotton fabric or a non-stretch viscose fabric. I think it's really, really pretty. This version, I'll stand back here so you can see properly. This version is quite dressy, I think, with the little bows and the kind of silky fabric, but I would love to make it in a more a day dress. I think it'll look really, really nice. But this version in the pictures I'm showing here, I'm wearing with my kind of glitter heels, but I think it would look equally as nice with a pair of sandals or a pair of pumps for the summer as well. And I'm really, really keen to make another version. I think it's so, so, so pretty. Comes together beautifully. I did leave it hang for a few days because the skirt is on the bias, so I want to level that out. But fit wise, I didn't add anything to the, I said, yeah, I did the midi length on the skirt. That again came out beautifully. And yeah, I'm just really, really happy with it. I think it's a beautiful pattern. So that is my Closet Core Elodie dress. So I really, really loved making it, and I definitely will be making more as well. So I just want to take this opportunity to say a massive thank you to my lovely friend Clare, Stitch and Sew, for doing this collaboration with me. She is the loveliest lady and a very, very talented sewist. So I'll pop her YouTube and her Instagram down below. Be sure to hop on over and follow if you don't already. I'm sure you do. I can't wait to jump on straight over to have a look to see her beautiful Elodie dress as well. So thank you very much, Clare. So that finishes up the sewing portion of today's Friday Sews. Thank you very, very much for watching. If you have no interest in crochet or knitting, then I will say goodbye to you now, and I will see you again next week. But if you'd like to stay tuned for a little crochet and knitting update, then here we go. Right, tiny knitting update. I've been neglecting my socks, but I've kind of gone back to them because I have finished my crochet blanket. And to give you an update, here's where I are on my socks. I have, I would say, only about 3 or 4 rows left, and then I can start to do the rib and finish them off. So that I wanted to give you a little tiny knitting update, and I'm hoping to finish those over the next week or so. But what I have been spending most of my time doing is, of course, my blanket, and I have finished it. So the past 6 weeks have just been so much fun making up this blanket, and I do want to say a massive thank you to all the lovely ladies who are in the little Instagram group we have. They've been so encouraging, so supportive, and just a really, really lovely group of ladies, so thank you. So after 6 weeks, this is my blanket. I've even popped on the label. So details. It has a beautiful scallop top. I didn't do the big pom-poms, but I just did the little scallop top, which I think is really pretty. I did pom-poms all the way down the 2 sides in kind of rainbowy colours. So they're crochet pom-poms. They're really good fun to do. So at the top, you've got little cherries, which are just gorgeous, the kind of 3D cherries. Then you've got this kind of pink stripe. Then you've got your little raspberry ripple. You've got your... Can I tell them apart? Which ones are raspberries, which ones are strawberries? These ones are raspberries. And then you've got your beautiful gingham fruity panels. And then you've got your granny stripes. And then moving down to the bottom, you've got another row of beautiful gingham squares with your fruits. Then you've got more ripples. Then you've got strawberries. And then you've got watermelons. And then you've got your little bubbles, which are on the wrong side. And then beautiful scallops as well. So an awful lot of work. An awful lot of hours. I don't even want to know how long I took to make this blanket, but it basically took over my whole life in May, but I'm totally fine with that. I loved it. I think this bit is my favourite. So putting it all together was okay. Some panels were bigger than others, which is to be expected. I have put this in the bath. I laid it out in the sunshine to block it, and it did help a little bit. However, this panel down the bottom seems to be much, much bigger, and I think that's purely because it's basically one colour. The rest of them have a bit of kind of substance with all the different colours and the weaving and everything. This really, really stretched out. And of course, the designer did have you do the bobbles on the, I think, is it the wrong side? And then they pop out. No, whatever side she had us do them anyway, we should have done them the other side so the bubbles pop out. So unfortunately the bubbles look beautiful on the back, not so much in the front, but never mind. But I'm just so, so happy with it. So if I stand up and see how much I can show you, this is what it looks like. And I am just so delighted. The boys love it, and it is definitely going to come on a picnic with us. I'm just so pleased. I'm just really, really pleased. So we were just all finishing this, and I think I was almost finished actually, and suddenly I got an email and it said, oh, sign up for the Halloween crochet along. Oh dear. So of course the group lit up. Are we doing the Halloween crochet along? So I think a few of us are. So I'll link below where you can sign up for the Halloween version. I can't wait to see what it looks like, but I think I'm now hooked on crochet. I really, really am. So delighted with my blanket, and thank you for helping me through this process. I do hope you enjoyed it. So that is everything I want to talk to you about this week. Thank you very, very much for joining me. As I mentioned earlier, my plans basically are going to be my style arc bell dress. And if anything else sneaks in, I'll be sure to let you know next week. So thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you get time for some lovely, lovely sewing. I hope you're getting some beautiful weather where you are. And I will talk to you all again very soon in another video. Take care, everyone. Bye.